Good evening, my friends, and welcome back to the next episode of Haven Moon. It is just after the last episode has been published, and I wrote a comment, and literally as I was writing that comment, I thought about an idea, right? Because we commented previously, right? We'd commented previously in the recording that when you set this to 000, it's not aligned with these pylons, right? And I was like, well, maybe the map is wrong. Do you remember? I was like, well, maybe the map is wrong because maybe the island is oriented at a slightly different angle to what the map implies. Yeah, because let me show you. It's actually just really loud in the in that thing. Oh, I've managed to pause the game right on a lightning strike. Actually, do you know what? Right, whilst we're here, I'm literally going to take a screenshot. Oh no, I've already got a lightning strike for a thumbnail, haven't I? Never mind. Right, but we were talking, right, about how, look, due north is along the line of these pylons. Yeah? So when I set this as 000, we look down the length of the thing, and you'd expect it to be aligned with these pylons. Due north is that direction. So this is already pointing like a full, I'm going to say that's about 30 degrees off? Yeah, 30 degrees off. And I thought, my conclusion from that was, well, maybe the map is wrong. But now I'm thinking, well, maybe the coordinate system is not related to the map. Yeah? Because now what's really thrown me is it looks like the base is an origin point, right? If this was polar coordinates with these concentric circles around the base here, you'd think, okay, well this base is the origin point, so this is where r equals 0 if you have r and theta. But I'm wondering if that's not correct. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I'm wondering if these coordinates are actually the coordinates in some weirdly invariant reference frame, and they don't change depending on your point of origin. So that, my friends, is what we're going to be experimenting with. And I might have literally just taken an hour and a half of your time on a puzzle which maybe isn't even a puzzle. Maybe you're just supposed to input the coordinates. Now, incidentally, so because also what I was thinking about the Ateon in the library versus in the vault, and I was thinking, well, initially I thought, well, maybe we've got to swap those locations around, but that doesn't make any sense because it also says that the coordinates are encoded into the key, right? So the coordinates are not encoded into the Ateons. The coordinates are encoded into the key. So regardless of which Ateon I use, should take us to the same place. But that means you should be able to point the cannon at either location. Now, someone in the YouTube comment section has already said, not going to spoil anything for you, but there are multiple endings to this game. So I'm thinking, well, this is a good ending, bad ending situation, right? It's, do you take the library Ateon and leave with the knowledge? Or do you take the vault Ateon and leave with the money? Well, I will tell you right now, it's definitely going to be the vault Ateon for our canonical ending. Because we're gonna add this up briefly, but frankly, what's in that vault is a truly mad amount of value. Now this might be really controversial, because I reckon the good ending is probably supposed to be, no, leave with the knowledge, because inside that library is probably all sorts of fun stuff about, like, the power of teleportation and so forth. Which is fine if you have the wherewithal to be able to make that work. But let's have a little look in here, right? Oh, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And these are big bars of gold. These are not standard sized bars of gold. So 11 bars of gold. Each shelf has 5, so that's 55. And then there's 4 shelves. So that's 220 bars of gold per set of shelves. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of shelves. So you're looking at 1,100 bars of gold in here. Now, last time I checked, a standard sized bar of gold was worth around, what is it? A few million, I think. So you're looking at over. You're probably looking at around about $500 million here. Like, okie dokie, let's see if this works. This is going to be really awkward if this doesn't work. If this doesn't work, I'm not going to put the recording up. I'm just gonna comment asking for another hint. Here we go. Oh wow, I thought that was just going to be roll credits there. Wait a minute, what? Where have we ended up? Oh no, there's a letter! Chaos and desolation, here's what's left of Menra. Right. Oh no! It's genuinely a bad ending! Oh, François! You betray me! You betray me! And that's it? Are we literally stuck in here then? Is there no way to... So there doesn't seem to be a way to open the door. Ah, okay. The end. What a betrayal! He literally explicitly said in his note that we can take the stuff from the vault. And I thought the location was encoded into the key. So is that a lie? I'm gonna need to check that. Ah, dedicated to his mother. Oh, that's nice. And the son, may the moral of this story inspire you while you grow up. I still stand by my decision. I mean, come on, you know, yes, the knowledge of teleportation and stuff, good of all mankind and so forth, but realistically, it's a vault full of gold bars. It's pretty hard to say no to that. Okay. It has dropped us back off where we were before. Let's go and find our other ending. Ah. Oh, dear. Do you know what, though? I will give you credit on that one, François. You did get me. You got me legitimately there. Because I thought it was very much going to be like, what's it? Like the Frostpunk ending, you know? With Frostpunk, the bad ending is, well, yeah, you saved the city, but at what cost? And the good ending is like, yeah, you saved the city and you didn't have to make any kids work in the mines. And I thought this was going to be along those lines. It's like, yeah, you managed to get back home, but you left all of the knowledge. I didn't expect it to be a betrayal. Okay, so we're going to be heading up the library then. So the lab is, of course, 00067. And I assume we can set that going and then just leave, right? I assume we don't have to wait for the canon animation to complete. I hope not, anyway. Oh, no, that's not the one. But here we go. It was genuinely the final puzzle of the game. We were genuinely stuck on the final puzzle of the game for, like, yeah, a full episode, I think. But yeah, it's a good final puzzle. I just wish the geometry of the map came into play at any point, you know? I felt like I stared at that map for so long. With little payoff, because the map actually is not used. The map is not used for any puzzle. Well, I suppose it's used... to help you point in the right direction initially, because you ride the cable car to come here to turn the beacon on, right? But it's going to be a real pain if you have to watch that telescope sort of all the way around. So knowing that the laboratory is directly north of you is pretty handy there. Okay, here we go. Library Ateon time. I'm also just a little bit sad that there isn't an option for ending C, which is you go to the vault, take a gold bar and add it to your inventory, and then come to the library. That is also totally possible. We're floating through space. This is not an improvement to our overall situation, though. This is Seleos Historian is the achievement unlocked. What's left of my civilization is now in your hands, and I thank you for saving it. My civilization, which vanished in chaos, made the mistake of forgetting the value of the treasure contained here. I hope that my story will help you avoid making the same mistake. Ektor Turren. Oh, this is now opened. So, what does it now do? It's like a Lost in Space kind of situation, is it? There we go. Wow. Okay. I need to double check. What does he say exactly about... They work the same as teleporters, but their orientation mechanism is embedded and the destination coordinates are stored in an activation key. That's what he said right here. But you can use the same key to go to either the good ending or the bad ending. So that, Ektor, if that even is your real name, massive lie. What is the ethics of the... Oh my word, Robin Miller was a tester on this. No way. No way. That's amazing. Well, my friends, that is the final episode of Haven Moon. What do we think of it? Amazing game. Amazing game. I loved it. I loved it. The most common criticism I've heard of this game is that it's a bit short. But I wouldn't even say that that's the case, right? It's maybe a bit short if you know the answers to all the puzzles, if you're like following a walkthrough. But I think, and also you've got to consider the cost of it, right? It's like it's not exactly the price of a full price AAA, right? It's a nice kind of it's at that indie price tag, right? I think what was it, 10 or 15 or something like that. Considering this is a solo project, absolutely amazing. Considering this is a first project, absolutely amazing. I enjoyed it probably more than Quern. I felt that this... I mean, it's a very similar game to Quern. I like the way it handles the inventory, right? I really like the way it handles the inventory. Because with Quern, you had a lot of rubbing things up against each other to see what would fit in what. And occasionally in Quern, you also had to examine items and modify them inside your inventory in a similar way to the room, right? So the room works that way. In this game, it doesn't quite wholeheartedly go to the misdirection of saying, no, we are... it doesn't go wholeheartedly through the misdirection of going, no, we are... going to have no inventory. Instead, it says, oh, we got an achievement, Treasure of Haven Moon and Prosperity and Chaos. Very nice. It doesn't say, no, we're not going to have any inventory, but it does say, well, we're going to have an inventory, but you don't need to worry about the inventory. So if you have the key, I'll just put the correct key in the lock for you when you look at the lock. If you look at the lock, you don't have a key, then the lock won't do anything. So that's... I mean, functionally, it effectively makes it the same as learning a code, right? Because I think a good sort of test of it is like, if instead of a lock and a key, it was a lock and a keypad, right? And you learn the code, so you enter the keypad. Is that functionally very different from clicking the lock, and if you have the key, it opens, and if you don't have the key, it doesn't open, right? So I'm going to go ahead and say I'm a big fan of how François decided to handle the inventory on this one. Aesthetic, amazing, right? I mean, I said in a previous episode, I think I just have a real weakness for beachfront property, yeah? And I just, if I had a nickel for every game I played where I was on a small island in an infinite ocean, I'd have 2 nickels by now, but I really enjoyed both of them, right? So, yeah, I give this game a high recommend. Of course, if you're watching this by this point and you've just watched me play through the whole thing, you're probably not going to get as much out of this game as you would have had if you were going into it blind. So kind of take my recommendation with a pinch of salt, because in a way, if you've watched this far, you probably don't need me to review it for you, because you've probably already played it for yourself, or you're probably not going to play it by now because you've seen all of the answers to the puzzles. But, hey, yeah, I guess we'll go with that. But overall, yeah, really enjoyed it. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah. Well done, François. Congratulations. It's a really good game, and I hope it turned out exactly how you were hoping it would. With that, my friends, that's going to wrap up this series for Haven Moon. I had great fun. If you enjoyed this series, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so that you see what I'm going to be playing next. And I think it's going to be another one of these first-person puzzle games. If you have any recommendations, always leave them in the comments below, please. And I will see you next week with something else. Bye for now.